Welcome to Paris. Today is vlog day 489.
Good morning. It is Friday. It's Friday. I thought it was Saturday. It's Saturday as far as you're concerned, but it's Friday for me. It's a rainy day out, which means I get to put the old rain jacket to use, which is exciting. For those of you who are new, I'm supposed to do a bi-weekly recap recently. So why don't I tell you guys a little bit about what's going on, why I have so many layers of hoods, and then maybe you'll have an idea for why I'm in Paris. Actually, the bi-weekly recap was not so much to like do a full recap, it's just to like kind of bring you up to speed on what's going on in my life, just in case you've missed out on the last week. I know that not all of you are binge watchers, not all of you watch every day. This is your opportunity to get a little bit caught up. I was supposed to do it the other day, but let's get caught up on what's going on. It's been a busy couple of weeks. A lot of stuff has happened. It's actually hard for me to remember what has happened in the last couple of days, let alone the last couple of weeks, but we'll give it a try. The biggest thing that's happened has been that yesterday I bought plane tickets to go back to the States. So for those of you who live in the States, particularly on the west coast of the States, for those of you who don't live in the States, it's a big country. But for those of you who live on the west coast, I'm gonna be doing a road trip down the west coast with my buddy Jeff with the sole intention of doing like a meetup tour for YouTube subscribers. So if you guys wanna meet up, coming in soon. Ran into Christian on the ramp, which is funny. Got some tour groups going out. There's Charlotte over there. Everybody's done up in their ponchos. Oh, speaking of which, whew, one downside to shaving your head, you feel every raindrop. So yeah, for those of you who didn't know, I used to do these bike tours. Looks like that's Rachel over there. There's a school group going out today too. See Rachel hanging out under the tree right there, getting all ready to go on a bike ride. I've been doing bike tours all summer. It's coming to a wrap as the English teaching and voice acting and stuff really kind of picks up. And I don't really have the time or energy to go on the bike tours anymore. I realized that like it takes a lot out of you to be on a bike for 4 to 8 hours, which isn't bad if that's all you gotta do, but then especially given the timing, it just kind of takes a weird chunk out of the day. I find that I'm really productive on the writing type stuff in the morning and other creative stuff in the evening, and it was taking away all of this time that I think would be a lot more productive in the morning. And there just weren't very many tours left because things are winding down. So I guess that's something new in the last couple of weeks. I've stopped doing the bike tours. A lot of people have asked this. I didn't quit. It's not like I quit. It's just that, you know, the work has slowed down. Tourist season has pretty much come to a close, especially riding bikes outside. As you can tell, not as many people want to ride bikes outdoors in Paris during the winter or even late fall. So that's a change, and it's been a good change actually. I'm ready for the switch to something else. Here comes Phil right here. Got them great? It's crisp out here. It's not too bad. Where were we in the last 2 weeks? One of the other things I'm working on right now, I've got a project with a company called InstaFreebie, and we are basically running a crash course to get 10 authors up and running with their own Kickstarter by January, which is going to be nuts. And as a result, I have been toying with the idea of launching my own Kickstarter, just because if nothing else, I want to make sure I build one along with the authors to make sure that we're on the same page. And then I'm, you know, very fully aware of exactly how much hard work I'm asking them to do. I think it's really important as an instructor in the course to make sure that I know exactly what's going on. And in case Kickstarter has made any updates, which they never make updates to their platform, but in case they have, I don't miss them. He's a very cold snowman. So I don't want to miss out on that, snowman aside. And then, of course, since I do have a book that's kind of ready to go, I just did talk to Nimit yesterday, who's my illustrator for Into the Nanton, and we're discussing whether or not to go ahead and launch Kickstarter and make a kid's book for adults. So I'm going to release the full manuscript of the 7 deaths on Patreon soon and let my patrons read it and get some feedback from them. And if it's something that you guys would be interested in, then I might just go ahead and do that because I think it'd be really fun to produce a book. I haven't published a book in like a year or more. It's too long. Got to keep publishing. So that's what's going on there as well. Whew. I need to put my hood on. It's chilly out here. What else is new? Get you up to date if you haven't been around for a little bit. I have not been writing very actively on Into the Dance, and I just have a lot of projects going on which have been really exciting, really good, but also keep me really busy. So not as much writing has happened, but I'm trying to get into a position where as the bike tours wind down and as December hits and I'm not going to have a lot to do as far as English teaching goes for a spell, I've gotten a good opportunity to get some writing done. So as long as the Insta Freebie stuff is up and rolling, and obviously I keep vlogging and making it interesting as possible, and hopefully I can get Agnar's box revised already and get that off to either some agents or publishers, depending on kind of what route we decide to take, and we'll talk more about that when the time comes. But let's not talk about it until we're ready to actually do it, because it's been on my to-do list for over a year to finish this stupid revision. So obviously that I just actually need to freaking get that part done first. The terrible part is that it's not even cold yet. It's only 50 degrees out right now, which feels cold, but is not nearly as cold as it's going to get here. It's winter. Anyways, got some stuff done. Blah, blah, blah. Something, something, dark side. BHV's got its Christmas on. Wow, look at this. I just heard something confirm mosquito. Hold on. I've been throwing my hat, but it's not particularly effective. My ceilings are also really tall. Hold on. Oh! I got him. I have a dead mosquito on my ceiling. I probably should have thought that through. Oh yeah. Is that the goo? Splotty mosquitoes. Grossness on the ceiling. Hold on, let me see if you can. It's pretty blurry. You get the idea though. It might not have been advisable. It was effective though. I was surprisingly effective. Okay, so I just recorded 8 minutes of absolute nonsense. Not absolute nonsense, but I'm really struggling with a couple of things right now. On the update side of things, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have such a hard time not going through that whole last one and trying to pick out good stuff, because that's what I do, because I try to use everything I film. And I would delete it, but the whole mosquito thing was on that first track, so I can't do that. Like, otherwise I lose the mosquito thing. Okay, so the updates in Paris would be that, unfortunately, the Christmas market on the Champs-Elysees is not happening. It went to court, and a court upheld the decision to not permit the Champs-Elysees Christmas market this year, which is depressing because it's one of the most fun things about the Champs-Elysees ever. Because if you've ever been on the Champs-Elysees, you know it's pretty boring, but when they put up the Christmas market, it's slightly less boring. Largely because there's sugary treats and mulled wine everywhere, which is wonderful. Thankfully, I've got a Christmas market not too far from here that I'm going to go to, but I'm also thinking that maybe because, and don't get depressed when I tell you this, but because legally, I don't know what's wrong with my eye either. Oh my gosh, everything's falling apart. But because I'm going to be stuck here for Christmas, well, not stuck, but you know, like legally, I have to be back by the 20th, because that's when my temporary residency expires and I need to be in the country when it expires so I can get a new one. So I'm kind of stuck here for Christmas. So if I go, I was kind of thinking that'd be really interesting. I've heard a lot about the Christmas market in Strasbourg because it's famous, and I know there's some in Germany that are also famous. And so I was thinking, well, if I could find like a cheap bus ticket or something, maybe go to a city where I know somebody. I know some people in a couple of places. That would be fun. And the interesting thing is I would allow you guys to vote on that on Patreon, except we're not there yet. The cool thing is today we crossed the $400 a month mark, which is insanity, and thank you so much. It's so cool to see, which puts us well over halfway to the regional travel votes, which is exactly what that would fall into, giving you guys some options on things to vote for me to travel within France. We're almost there. It's $750 a month, I think is what that goal is set to. That is crazy pants, but once we get there, we will unlock that, and I will bounce around the country every once in a while. Under your directive, you can choose where I go. But that is a thought. Don't get depressed over the fact that I'll be here for Christmas. I'm gonna have some fun with my family right before Christmas, and then I'd build a snowman, but they don't really get that much snow in Paris. Anyways, the other thing that is really kind of weird, and it's an update that I will give, and I struggled, this is why the last one got cut, because I have a really hard time talking about this, and it's not bad, or it's just weird to me. but I've been asked for it repeatedly, and now I've finally gone through and done it. And my sister has been pushing me to do it for a while, but my sister keeps wanting me to put underwear on it, and that is weird. We are talking about an Amazon wish list, which is just, for whatever reason, weird to me. Now, there's some logistical issues with it because I live in France. Amazon.com is in America. If you buy stuff off Amazon.com and ship it here, it's going to charge you a lot to ship it. And for import stuff, especially if you try to ship me electronics, it'll go crazy. So we have to figure that out, sort of. But at least the information is there. If you go to the FAQ under this video, you will find a link to it. It's been there for a little while. I just haven't said anything about it because, again, for whatever reason, I'm struggling with it a little bit. And partially because, again, my sister really wants me to put, because I haven't bought pants in 3 years. You know, partially because the two reasons. One, because things obviously were a little bit tight. Two, because things are also a little loose. I lost a lot of weight. And the pants that I have reflect that. The belts that I have don't even actually work most of the time. I need them, but they're still a little loose because I'm still like one loop short on this belt, which I actually bought at the Christmas market. It all comes around full circle eventually. The point is that there are things that I need. People do reach out and ask. It's super nice of you to do that. It's incredibly generous, and it blows my mind every time something like the rain jacket shows up, which I still love testing out every time I try. It blows my mind, and the generosity has been so spontaneous and so unasked for and so amazing that I think that's also part of it, is that I struggle to turn around then. And even though, again, I've been asked for it because people want to know, they want to know how they can help and how they can be a part of the vlog and how they can help push me towards achieving all this stuff on the goal and dream board back here, which I love and I want to encourage, but I also want to make sure that it doesn't come across like I'm trying to take advantage of it. And I think that's ultimately what is tearing at me on the inside and why I haven't said anything, even though I've acquiesced to the point of like at least putting a link up. I don't even know what to put in that wish list. Like, do I put everything? Do I put nothing? So I've decided if it's something that I'm thinking about purchasing down the line that I'm going to save up for and hopefully get, like a new camera because this thing is killing me, you know, a computer because this one's dying, or tortilla chips, because this is what I'm reduced to for the tortilla chip side of things. These Doritos, this is what you have with like old El Paso guacamole because all the avocados are crap right now, right? This is disgusting. This is what I've been reduced to. So I put good tortilla chips in my wish list. But again, that's the thing, is it's just like, it is kind of weirding me out. So I don't have to go on about it. It's already ruined one take of this whole thing. Just know that I very much appreciate every little thing, like the snacks that people have brought to me from like on their vacations, all the random little things. They mean so much. On Patreon means so much, and everything up above that is blowing my mind. And I've talked about how much it means to me. It just feels like there's so much happening so quickly, and I feel so blessed and so happy, and just like, so even though I'm incredibly stressed out right now for some obvious reasons and some that we haven't talked about yet, but even though my brain is just like wanting to just do this, it just feels like, yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't even know how to process it all and be appropriately grateful for everything. But if nothing else, I want you to know how incredibly grateful I am for you, for your attention, and for everything that you do for me, because it's incredible. And my life has been changing for the better so much over the last 6 months that it's so hard to even put to words. But I'm in such a better place now because of the vlog, because of YouTube, and because of you. And you at the base of that, because YouTube and the vlog and all that stuff don't really mean anything without you. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. There are a couple more difficult weeks ahead of me coming up, but I really do feel like we are at the turning point where things are going to get significantly better very quickly. And I don't know, again, I don't know how to handle all of it. I don't know how to handle going from struggling to eat to actually legitimately thinking about like, wow, what if I want to travel somewhere? Or what if I can actually afford to buy a new camera if my camera breaks, or buy, a hard drive, which I need, whatever. Anyways, I think this is a better take, but I'm still struggling to get all the words out. So with that, I'm going to leave you there. This is supposed to be an update vlog, and it turned into kind of like a thank you. And thank you so much. I will focus on making fun videos again here soon. It's just my brain power is absolutely stretched to its limit, and I'm so thankful that you guys are here and actively being supportive and kind and wonderful to me. So, because I need it, and I really, really, really appreciate it. That's all. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and probably eat some more Doritos and crappy old El Paso salsa, because that's what we're reduced to. Also, I never said, but the Cascade IPA, I did finally try this. But Jeff, it's pretty good. It even almost looks like it says Hefe on it, so it's in your honor. I might try to bring one of these back for you from here, but I also don't think I get a suitcase. I'm pretty sure I'm limited to carry-on only, so don't hold your breath on that. See you guys tomorrow.